Hello children, let's continue with chapter number 14, Statistics of Standard 10. We have already studied about the topic mean. Now we are moving towards the next topic, that is mode. Initially, we'll learn a little bit about mode. We'll try to understand the terms that are used, and then we'll move towards the examples. Now the very first thing, mode of a grouped data. To know about all these things, the very first thing which you must know is modal class. A class with the maximum frequency is called the modal class. Now, there will be the classes given and the frequencies also will be given. Out of it, the class which corresponds to the maximum frequency will be called as the modal class. We'll have examples to understand it much better. Now comes the formula for mode. Now, when we are talking about mode for the grouped data, because in standard 10th you have all to study about grouped data. Now, the formula goes as L plus in the bracket F1 minus F0 upon 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 bracket complete multiplied by H. Now let us see all the terms one by one, where L is equal to lower limit of the modal class. So you are going to select the modal class and its lower limit will be called as L. H is the class size. Then comes F1. F1 is the frequency of the modal class. So the modal class is considered and its corresponding frequency is termed as, it is shown as F1. F0 is the frequency of the class preceding the modal class. So it will be above the given F1. And F2 is the frequency of the class succeeding the modal class. It will be the next to the modal class. Now let us start with an example. Here we have considered few examples because the others are all similar to each other. Question number 2. The following data gives the information on the observed lifetime in hours of 225 electrical components. Now, this is the data which is given. Lifetime of the electrical components is given to be 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, etc. in hours. And the frequency, that is from 0 to 20, there are 10 electrical components. For the lifetime of 20 to 40, there are 35 in number. This is how we read the data. The question is quite simple. Determine the modal lifetime of the component. That means you have to find out the mode. The entire data is now written vertically, that is in columns. When you write it, the first column will be the classes. The second column will be the frequencies. Once it is noted down, we always look out for the largest frequency. In this case, 61 is the largest frequency that is there in the second column. Now this 61 will be considered as F1. That is why we have written F1 in front of it. And the corresponding class, that is from 60 to 80, will be our modal class. So modal class comes out to be 60 to 80, which corresponds to the highest frequency. And the highest frequency itself is F1. Exactly above F1 is F0. So 52 is F0. And below it, that is the succeeding one, that is 38, is F2. Then we can easily find out the lower limit L of the modal class, that is 60, and the height is nothing but the difference of the upper and the lower limit, that is 20 in this case. With all the given data, the next step is noting down the formula, and next step is substitution of all the values in the formula. Once the substitution is done, we go out solving it. 60 is written as it is. We solve the bracket first, multiply it by 20 and we get the answer as 5.625, which is then added to 60. Here we get the mode as 65.625. Let's proceed to the next question. Here the next question is, the following data gives the distribution of total monthly household expenditure of 200 families in a village. Find the modal monthly expenditure of the families. Again, you are supposed to find out the mode. Also find the mean monthly expenditure. Such questions are always asked, wherein you have to find mode, mean, etc. Sometimes we are told to find out the comparison between the things also. Here the data is already written in the column wise. So we have jotted it down and we look out for the maximum frequency. In this case, the maximum frequency is 40. So 40 is F1 and corresponding class, that is 1500 to 2000, becomes our modal class. Above F1 lies F0, that is 24, and below F1 lies F2, that is 33. The lower limit, that is L of the modal class, is 1500. H is the difference, that is the class height. It is 500 in this case. With all the things jotted down, we'll note down the formula and then substitution is to be done. After substitution, it is the bracket part and the multiplication part to be solved initially. Then the final number is to be added to 1500. Here we get the average, the modal part as 1847.83. So the modal expenditure in this case is 1847.83 for the maximum number of families. Regarding mean, so we have already studied about mean and we know various three methods of finding the mean. Any of the methods can be used to proceed. Next, one more example. Here a student noted the number of cars passing through a spot on a road for 100 periods, each of 3 minutes, and summarized it in the table given below. Find the mode of the data. So with this, we'll note down all the data column wise and we'll look out for the highest frequency. We'll find out the modal class and LH, F0, F2 is also noted down. After this, note down the formula and substitute the values. Finally, solve to get the answer. Here, the modal number of cars, it is found out to be 44.7. With this, we come to the end of the topic for now. We'll be taking on more examples in the coming videos. Thank you for now.